Hey, welcome to the You're Not Gonna Make It podcast, where I discuss threats that may prevent you from making it. I'm Kevin. Today's topic may prevent you from making it financially and mentally, and it is subscriptions. Hey, how would you like to subscribe to this podcast? Seriously, the subscription stuff is getting fairly annoying. The most common example is with streaming services for TV shows and movies. You got how many? Disney Plus, Hulu, Max, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock. I don't know. Then one or two of those might be out of business by the time you listen to this, but it's getting ridiculous. Now, some people will go as far to say that, oh my God, it's just as bad as cable. No, it's fucking not. Do you remember cable? Where you'd pay a shit ton of money, get commercials, and then you can't pick when you want to watch something and what you want to watch. No, we've got it pretty good these days. All right. It's just the price that's getting a bit ridiculous. Everything is so segmented. I think it was Netflix when that first transitioned from a DVD rental service to a streaming service. They had a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff on one service. And it was cool. Then every company was like, wait a second, that's intriguing. And then they started ripping all their stuff off of Netflix, launching their own streaming service. And good on them. That's good for business, but it's fucking annoying. Nowadays, if you want to watch one specific thing, you have to have a specific streaming service because no one thing has everything. Some streaming services even let you subscribe inside that subscription, like Hulu. You can get ESPN, I think, via Hulu, Stars, Showtime, what have you, through Hulu. It's like subscriptions within subscriptions. That's insane. It's frustrating. And this applies to not just TV shows and movies, but for software. Nowadays, it's extremely difficult to find software that's not tied to a subscription service. Oh, it's only $9.99 per month. Yeah, it's $120 a year, every year, forever, until you increase it. It's pretty fucking annoying. I won't lie to you because it gives you this false sense of you getting a good deal. Like, oh man, it's just not $10 to use this. No, it's like 100 plus every year forever. And sometimes they trick you into thinking, hey man, it's 120, but if you pay for the whole year up front, it's only 100. It's $20 off. Which, to be fair, yeah, those options are cool, but sometimes they go wild. Sometimes let's say something is like $35 a month or something like that. And then if you get it annually, pay all at once, it's like $150. It's like, what is that? More than 50% off for the price, right? You think, wow, that's a really great deal. Not really. They just jacked up the monthly price until it became so painful to not just buy it annually. So they use these tactics. They use the subscriptions as tactics to get you to pay for the annual, lock you in. Nowadays, when I see a software that is pay once, you get it forever, I almost can't stop myself from jumping on it because it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing. Because it's so few and far between. There used to be this software called Cold Turkey that you would put on your computer. You download it. It used to be free. You would download it and you'd set up some applications, programs on your computer that you want to block, some websites that you want to block. It was great for getting focused. I went to check out this program recently, Cold Turkey, and lo and behold, one-time payment, you get it forever. I fucking jumped on that because that's what I want. Just let me buy it once and I'm good. I will, like, a low subscription cost means like nothing to me, but if you show me a one-time payment and it's more than you would expect, I'm like, I don't care. Just give it to me so I can have it once. Yes. There's a great site called AppSumo that has a lot of these like one-time payments for a lot of these subscription softwares. You basically pay, it's not an ad. You just pay, you get like, a certain tier of service and you have that forever. Well, as long as the software exists. And you don't have to pay the monthly fee. So I get any software that I really need, I get it from there. As many as I can, because I love paying once. Please, just let me pay once. It's frustrating because some people make the argument, hey, if you pay subscription, you pay less overall. Yeah, I mean, at a time, sure, but over the long haul, you're paying quite a lot. For example, software like Photoshop, it would be that you pay once and you just have it. When the next one comes out, you can get it if you want, but you still can use the old one. Now, I believe Photoshop is just Photoshop and you just pay for that forever. They update it, which is cool, right? But you have to pay for it forever, which over the long haul will, I think, cost more than just when you used to buy whatever version you wanted and stuck with it. Even for fucking video games, man, it used to be the... Is this podcast just me complaining? So the gaming sphere has changed since Xbox started it, where it would be the case you pay a subscription to Xbox Live, then you can play games online. Then the next generation, you had Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, the Nintendo Wii, still only had to pay for Xbox. Next generation, PS4 comes out, now you gotta pay. Now you gotta pay online. Can't play online unless you fork over that money every month, every year, whatever it is. Okay, I guess if you want to play for free, just play on PC or play Nintendo. Oh, the Switch introduced online play too. Okay, you gotta pay for that? Alright, cool. Now, if you have a console, you literally cannot play for free online unless you play a free-to-play game like Fortnite or something. I think you can play that online for free no matter what. But yeah, if you want to play even any game online, you got to go to PC. And no, having the internet connection to begin with does not count as paying for online. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. It sucks. It's just everything. Even for certain... I don't have a car like this, but apparently for some electric cars like Tesla, I think some features are behind a subscription. And it's like, what the fuck? Cars are already expensive. You have the registration, oil changes, parking stickers, gas, blah, blah, blah. You gotta pay for features too? What the fuck? This even applies to stuff that's not even digital, just toothpaste. You can get a subscription if you want. Razors, clothing, meal shit. I mean, some of those are cool, if you know the cadence at which you need it. Sure, get a subscription if you want. I do that for my cat's cat food. It's great. But does everything need to be a subscription though? Everything? It's kind of wild. I remember back in my day, you would buy something, you just have it. Buy a game, you just have it. I think gaming is actually the worst of it though, because worst case scenario, you'd buy a game. It's like $70. You get to pay for online. It's what, like 15, maybe it'll be 20 a month by the time you're listening to this. And you have the season pass for a game, which lets you get, certain items and whatnot every 2 months or so. And you have the microtransaction for very specific items and stuff like that. It's just it's the worst incarnation of subscription shit. It's just terrible. If you get a subscription and they give you just everything, that's okay, right? But if you have a subscription and there's their add-on costs, fuck you. That is absolutely horrible. Terrible business practice. Really sucks. At the very least, in my opinion, if there is a subscription service, they need to have a free tier. Even if it's kind of garbage, it needs to exist. I have a digital notebook, a Supernote, and, because paper is for boomers. And I was looking between Supernote and this other thing called Remarkable, which is basically an e-ink tablet, which is made for writing in, for notes and whatnot. And what pushed me over the edge to get the one that I have is that the Remarkable, the one that's apparently the best and most popular, you need a subscription to use it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are we charging for digital paper now? Wow. It's a bit out of hand, to be honest with you. Here's some stats. The average American apparently spends $273 monthly on subscriptions. I don't know if I believe that. That's pretty fucking crazy. What else does the average person get besides streaming services anyway? I don't know, but apparently more. 70% of households have at least 3 streaming subscriptions. I believe that. Most people, you go to their house, they have, yeah, at least 3. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we have 2 here, of which I use one of sometimes, I think. I don't know how this stat came about, but apparently people underestimate their subscription spending by 133%. So this stat got into people's brains somehow, and people are underestimating by a lot. Most people pay double what they think. And this one, I definitely believe 42% of consumers have forgotten at least one subscription. So just every month, just there's a charge. They're like, ah, shit, I forgot about that. You know what's a big one of those? The gym. That's a subscription that I'm okay with because it relates to health. And the cool thing is it's related to usage, or rather access, not usage. If it were related to usage, a lot of people would be saving a lot of money and some people would be wasting a lot of money. You pay for access. You can go as much as you want, but a lot of people just don't do that. So yeah, that's something they got to pay for. Apparently the subscription economy is growing 5 to 14% faster than traditional retail. No shit. If you have recurring payments, of course, it's gonna grow much faster than things you buy once physically. What kind of dumbass stat is that? Anyway, how do you survive this? The obvious thing would be, look at your bank account, do an audit. What do you actually use? For the things you don't use, can you find an alternative? Can you find a different way to get what you want to get? For example, I used to have YouTube Premium to avoid ads. Nowadays, I just use YouTube through the Brave browser, not an ad, and you get to avoid all the ads. On the mobile site, it works too. If I need to go to YouTube, I usually do it on my computer, but if I do it on the phone, I can go through the Brave browser on the phone, go to YouTube, and I don't see a single ad. Pretty awesome. So I don't need YouTube Premium. Unless you really want the music, then in that case, yeah, there are workarounds, but you can avoid all the ads on YouTube without getting YouTube Premium. Just get Brave. So think about ways like that. Creative ways to get what you want without having to pay for a subscription. Because if it's just one thing you need, sometimes you don't need the whole subscription. You just need that one feature. So try to find a way to get that feature on its own, if possible. Another suggestion could be you could share subscriptions. My girlfriend and I, we split subscriptions because we live together. So it makes it easier in that way. It's not too bad. If you're looking at a certain price for a subscription annually, like Crunchyroll or something, right? It costs like 90, 100 per year. It's like, oh shit, that's a 3-digit number, man. If you split it, it's like 50 for the year. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. So if you can split it, share amongst your friends, you guys can try that. Although different streaming services are cracking down on that too. Netflix started it, I believe. They're like, hey, if you're not in the same Wi-Fi network or the same house, get fucked, pay extra. You can't access this account. And I heard that by the time you were listening to this, they probably already implemented it. I think Max is doing it. I think this is going to become way more popular. So it's just going to become another add-on to the subscription. Oh, another watcher. Oh, amazing. Which is kind of annoying because they already have the profile settings on these streaming services. So that's built in. The mindset is built in that there will be many people using it. So kind of just being petty on this front, but whatever. What you could also do is just alternate streaming services. If there's a show coming out, you can just have that service while the show is out and just cancel it and just do that for everything. And if that's too much, you can just sail the 7 seas, matey. But even that's becoming a little bit of a pain in the ass these days. Not that I would know, of course. Honestly, a good, cheap subscription is way easier than doing any kind of piracy. But yeah, if money's an issue, then, well, I'm not the Coast Guard, so whatever. So yeah, basically, figure out, do you need this shit? If so, can you make it cheaper? If not, can you find that one feature somewhere else? Try that. It helps a lot. In the future, for whatever reason, if you have to pay to subscribe to this podcast, ignore everything I'm saying. Subscriptions are the shit. If you would subscribe to my paid podcast, leave a 5-star review. If you wouldn't, get fucked. Or leave a 1-star. That's fine too. Leave a comment on how many subscriptions you have. If you have over 10, you're going to go broke. So don't embarrass yourself. Don't comment that. Only leave a comment if you have like 2 subscriptions. That's cool. All right. See you later, cool guys.